Hello and welcome everyone to another video. In this case, it is Minecraft that I'll be playing, and yeah, this is post-commentary because I messed up the recording, at least the audio part of it. Oops. There's dumb ol' me saying that, hey, I'm gonna go explain all the mods as we come across them, and I still will. You may notice that I have 6 hearts right now, and that I am holding a bunch of books. We'll get into that, and oh yeah, those blocks are from things like the Aether and Deep Aether. There was a both revolving around a dimension known as the Aether. It's a portal made of glowstone, you know the drill. And look, yeah. I was also explaining that I had a corrupted recording earlier, so it's nighttime, and I had to start from 0 because I didn't want to start you on episode like 2 or 3. I had a whole 2-hour recording, and yeah, cheats are also enabled for stuff like that, so I can actually reset this stuff. I'm not going to use it for off-screen mining, so to speak, but I will make use of some, just sparingly, you know, for stuff like that, to make sure I'm starting things off right. And there I am looking at, oh yeah, where are we? This is the spawn area, this is world spawn, and it's also a castle in the sky. I think I'll even show you the seed of this pretty shortly. We're at least near 0, 0, and there's a reason for that. See? Seed 0. We're on seed 0. There's probably a creepypasta about this or something. Yeah, that was the joke I made originally too. I'm trying to recreate it, okay? And here we have a waystone. As you can see, I've already activated it before. Cursed recording from earlier. 2 hours long. Completely lost all my progress. And who is this man? What is he here for? He's a custom NPC from a mod that will require me to have creative mode stuff. So it's unfortunate, but I will be generating an NPC wand to create NPCs later. And there's also a raw nugget. It's enchanted. I had to choose between either naming it, because it was going to be named a weapon token, or enchanting it. I decided to choose enchanting, because you can't normally do that. As opposed to the name, you can just slap that in an anvil, call it a weapon token. Now it's practically the same, right? Yeah, as far as the game would be concerned. That's why I went with the enchantment. And this little section is where you would choose between a few different factions. I guess I'll get to that later. Right there is another mod, a lightning lily, foreshadowing maybe. It's from a mod called Fire and Ice. You may know it as part of the RL Craft mod pack. Speaking of dragons, though, there's also that. And as you can see, that's not a human player model, is it? Well, it is not. Because you can use that to change what you are, more or less. I'm going to stick with what I am currently, because that's easier. Each one has their own sort of diet, some more restrictive than others. Mine is okay. Comes with some pretty good upsides, though. We'll get into those upsides at another time, I'm sure. Right now, I'm also showing off that, yeah, there's a bunch of different weapons available. Bunch of them. I'll let you take a nice look, and I think I'm going to go through each one. I'm going to eventually choose the broad axe. Last time, I actually, in my cursed recording anyway, I chose the hand axe, which is a little different. Not too different, but there's the options. I'm going to sort of scroll through them, I guess. And yeah, they're all holy stone. Why holy stone? Because that way, if you find yourself in the Aether, you don't have to worry about your starter weapon being even worse than it usually is. So, here's the starting world. You have the back rooms there. And yeah, this is all from the Infinity mod, which mimics the old April Fool's update that gave you infinite worlds. Over there is a classic Minecraft one, like really classic, really old. And that one is Skyblock. You may notice some of the signs have like warnings and stuff. Right there, by the way, Nexus. Some of those worlds may crash. Loads of portals there, though. Nice place to have. And yeah, those infinite books up there will let you change the dimension. Obviously, you can also use a written book or just a book and quill with some stuff in it. And there I am, actually stopping to explain the Infinite Portals mod in the recording. Yeah, like I said, this is post-commentary. I didn't quite match up what I did before. That's my bad. And beyond that, of course, we also have the hills dimension that you can kind of see there. Dwarfenheim, I called it. That place is just infinite mountainsides, infinite mountains, over and over again. So, of course, that's where the dwarves would be. But yeah, there was even an end portal. It just, the Infinite Portals mod does not do well with the end. So it will not be here until I can make sure that it actually works. I lost a run to this. In fact, I lost several runs to that. It still annoys me to this day. Right there, of course, is Elfwood, the Infinite Forest. Find a type of tree, any tree, they're all there. This was actually a bit more powerful back when I had Tetra instead of T-Construct, Tinker's Construct, which is another mod that you've already seen a little bit of. That's made in it, as you can see. You also probably saw that it was improvable. It's because I have a little tiny side mod that allows you to do that with a certain upgrade. All the starter weapons start with that upgrade. Despite it being end level, I figure it would be pretty cool to have a starter weapon that technically grows with you. But yeah, there's the Aether portal for the Aether mod. And there was also a regular Nether portal that I'll probably get to soon. Yeah, that was me explaining all this stuff about Holystone that I already explained. And there was the Nether portal for a moment. But yeah, it's possible to use that to start in a different world or a different realm, whatever you want to call it. Over this way, in the spawn, would be where you choose something to become with the Remorphed mod. Also, those are invisible pressure plates. They're made with glass. I am sure those are going to be used in so many traps, it's stupid. At least, you know, if this becomes a server. I just like them because they're invisible and you can step on them and power stuff. It's like automatic doors. That set of automatic doors, though, would have normally given me a wooden sword. Reason for that is because... Oh, right, there's me setting my XP. See what I mean about needing to start from... needing to start from zero again and needing creative mode for that. Yeah. Oh well. Anyways, I would have started you with a wooden sword so you can actually reasonably defeat whatever it is that you decide to become. And those will actually have whatever varying health they would normally have originally. Like if you choose to become, say, a bunny, you'll have all of like 4 health maybe. Oh, there's me explaining, yeah. That is another place where you can choose a faction. There's the Hunter faction, which is pretty good if you don't want your character to be infected at all by any of the vampires or werewolves out there. Of course, there's also, if you want to just fight them, that's a pretty good one. Press the button, you get the thing, go in the chair, and use the thing. Then you'll be a hunter. Also, there are vampires and werewolves as options. I'll probably go over those shortly. Yeah, see? That one for vampires, and the brown one for werewolves. The lighter brown one. There's me explaining that, yeah, there will also be factions when I get this set up as a server. I should say if, not when. Because I don't know if this is going to be popular. You never know. But I liked doing it at least. Yeah, there's me again explaining. Press that thing, you become a werewolf. You press that thing, you become a vampire. Or you get an item that lets you do that anyway. Over here, there's the Hunters Guild, which is where the hunters actually serious about being hunters go. There's the this small place, the little ones. You notice it's only 1 square tall. Or 1 block tall, not 1 square. It's, so only small people can actually fit in there. There's the Undead Lands, that's for the vampires and other undead. The zombies and husks are available. There's the Werewolf Forest, which is the same but for mostly werewolves. The Neutral Zone, that is basically just directly down. Not, directly down, mind you, because there's mobs down there, because this casts a shadow. That being said, that one is Avalon, that's up in the high mountains, that's for like birds. Neutral Zone is for regular people. Mostly humans, but also others. And yeah, there's me. I gotta set the time again. Gotta actually start in the daytime, Be weird if you started at sunset. Of course, there's Draconia, the last of these factions so far. Atlantis, the Everforest, and that one, I don't know, Mount Ignis. Doesn't have a name yet. Or I forgot the name. And there we are. I've officially started as a fire-dwelling cave dragon. And that mod lets me see under the lava if I have fire resistance. Now, why do I have fire resistance? Look, that's just so I can see, dang it. I can normally go in the lava, but it's just less annoying if I have the fire resistance so I can see. So that stays on. And I think, yeah, I'm probably gonna head over and go get some wood soon. Oh, right, no, I'm marking this place. There's a reason for that. I'm actually gonna play through this world multiple times with different factions, so to speak. I'm gonna mark down each faction's starting zone so I can sort of get a feel for where the towns are in relation to each other, north, south, east, west style. Yeah. This place isn't dangerous at all, just a few fires. And you'll soon see a new mod here. Well, not really new, but another mod I haven't explained yet. HT's Tree Chop. And what that does is it lets you chop trees just like this. It's a massive time saver, massive durability saver. I personally like it. You'll see here that I'm going to get 85 wood from this. Oddly enough, you never get logs from these trees, but that's okay. The wood's fine. Just kind of wish it was fireproof for what I need it for. Yeah, there's a load of wood for only a relatively few chops. Of course, there's me replanting it, because, yeah, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's far enough away. Luckily, I still have more, but I know I'm going to plant those later. Yeah, last time in the cursed one, I went in the opposite direction. That's why I'm going this way. Because I don't want to run into my old home, so to speak. Of course, even if... Oh, that's an Alex mob. Or a thing from Alex's mob. This is one of the more peaceful ones. It's a toucan. It's a funny little bird. Some of them aren't so peaceful, though. Like drop bears. Yes, that's a mob in this. No, it's not a real thing. They're in the nether, by the way. Always hostile. Probably ended the life of so many of my previous selves in this. Because they're just aggressive. And here I am thinking, ooh, hey, this'll make a nice little... Oh, right, and yeah, dragons do start with a 3x3 crafting inventory. But like I said, you only have like 7 hearts to start with, and there are some weaknesses personalized to each one. In this case, this character does not like water. Also, the ectoplasm might not be useful. In fact, the trapped chest I think I'm going to throw away pretty quick here. Yeah. The cursed chest, rather. Trapped chest would have been fine. Cursed chest, on the other hand, I don't need it. That just spawns ghosts that don't even drop things. However, these mob heads are actually going to be useful, as I've said. You can use those to actually put another upgrade on your weapons. One at a time and only once per weapon, of course. And it's also not limited to weapons, just anything made from Tinker's Construct. It can do that for. But yeah, right there, I think I'm going to make sort of... Oh, dang it. Yeah, no, that was me explaining. What's this? Forest dragon food? Is that what you are? No. Character is a cave dragon. They can't actually eat that. But each one does have its own restrictive diet. Forest dragons like raw stuff. Cave dragons like burnt stuff. Sea dragons just eat fish. But yeah, this whole cave here, I'm thinking of making into like a sort of city or a town hall or just something. Just sort of something. And to do that, I'm going to need light and food. I'm probably not going to do that in this life because, yeah, that's the end of me right there. Look, yep. In case you can't tell, this wasn't in hardcore mode. At least this is world spawn, so I can just spawn back in, go to where I was. And by the way, just to let you guys know, since I don't think I said anything here originally, yeah, I actually built that spawn castle. I did use World Edit to put it in this world, but I built that thing sort of block by block originally. I had to redo the command blocks and all that stuff, though. But yeah, moving on, it is annoying to die, because, you know, I gotta find my stuff again. Oh, how did that ring get there? It turns out I forgot to get rid of some of my old stuff. And also, yeah, as much as I wanted my character to be able to eat, I feel like the light's going to be more important because I'm just going to keep getting interrupted constantly. You may also notice that I'm capable of just punching this coal ore. It even says that there's a little check mark next to the wooden pickaxe. That's because this character technically starts with pickaxe claws. They're only wood grade right now, but they don't go away. There I am, of course, building a furnace and noticing the ring. Yeah, that was technically an old item that I forgot to remove because it was in my curios slot. So I'm not sure what it did before, but it's doing nothing now. Away with you, ring. You're not from this world. Yeah, I'm going to need 8 coal just to have the 64 charcoal just to get things sort of started. And of course, I'm probably going to have my character eat the rest of the coal because, yeah, cave dragons can actually eat coal. Doesn't do much for them, but it does something. And it's better than nothing. Look, for now, you may notice some of the books. I'm going to actually go through one of them. I'm not going to actually read it, but I will go through it page... Well, I will sort of pause on each of these. This is just describing patterns, how to get them. There's various forms. This is how you get the part builder. Very simple to build. That's what it does. Lets you build little pieces of them. That is, of course, the Tinker Station GUI. That is what the Tinker Station does, which is nice. Do make tools. There's a lot of paragraphs here, so I'm going to stop on it for a little bit so people can read it. there's the actual how to craft it. There it is. And I will be crafting both of those. Those are also some part chests there. For some reason, I never end up using those, but I might this time just because they look nice. They look like little end drawers or something. End tables. That's it. And of course, past this is just various materials that you can use right now. You may notice copper's in there. Copper is in there despite being a metal because it is very soft and, let's just say, usable. And there's that book so far. We're eventually going to get the next one, but in order to do that, we're going to need to get set up first. You know, we need to not be under constant threat. So I'm going to have to light up some of this cave, and for that, I'm going to need coal. Also, I need coal so my character can eat. Because unlike most characters, I can't even eat raw, say, pork chops, raw beef. Nah, that'll just end with me getting poisoned or nauseous. Not really nauseous. Hunger? Whatever it is that makes it. Yeah, look. Eating coal. That's not cursed at all. And of course I have all of one torch remaining. This won't be enough. This really won't be enough. And turns out I was ambushed by a second creeper. Go me. Yeah, it is just kind of funny. Things just like to ambush me. Guess that's just how it is. Oh, that's me passing by the ghosts. I didn't notice it at the time, but those things would become very annoying. Because at night, the graveyard will always produce hostile ghosts. As long as you're near them. And guess who's near them? The guy who's currently focused on building torches and lighting stuff up. The guy who's fighting vampires now. Honestly, I'm just amazed I didn't get infected with how many times this guy ends up hitting me. Oh, the ghost does whatever. I'm pretty sure this guy hits me a few times. Oh, maybe not him, but I know a vampire later hits me a few times. That's how you get infected, by the way. Just get hit by a vampire. It can happen at any point, and you'll know when it happens, because your hunger will just start draining away to nothing. Yeah, he's just guarding. Yeah, thankfully you can just do this the old 1.8 way if you just don't have a weapon. Yep, there's those ghosts. 2 of them. They can go through walls. They can fly, but they can't disappear. Shame. If they could disappear, they'd be more unique than the other guys. Yeah, I don't even think I really noticed how close that graveyard was, despite the fact that I, went in there myself earlier. Well, at least the ghosts have left me alone for now. Well, one of them has. The other one we'll be seeing shortly. Thankfully he's on like 2 HP or something. And this is for the most part lit up, but not really. Thankfully, I do in fact have more sticks to make more there he is. Wait, he wasn't on 2 HP. Anyways, that is in fact the one I killed, but he wasn't at low HP. Weird, huh? Weird I remembered something different. Oh well, it happens. But yeah, for a little bit I'm just going to be gathering some coal. Nothing too special, but always good to see a lot of it with a cave dragon, because it is both food and lighting. In this case, I think I'm going to end up spending it on lighting, which is a weird conundrum to have. Oh no, I spent all my food on lighting. Weird. It's also why I try to make a lot of charcoal with this kind of character. Actually, I try to make a lot of charcoal in general, just so I can make sure I have some. Yeah, still cooking, but it's still there. That being said, charcoal won't be of too much use for me, except as a food, eventually. I don't think I get to that point yet, but as of recording this, I'm only on episode 2, so don't spoil it for me, dang it. No, but I know I will eventually head towards getting the smeltery, which pretty much requires lava, which outdoes coal and outdoes the furnace in pretty much every way. Oh, there's me making a few patterns. Of course, I'm going to need that to make the Tinker Station and the Part Builder. Very simple things to craft, very useful. One of them only in the early game, one of them early and later in the game, oddly enough. So you do actually need your Part Builder for longer than you think you do. Yep, found more dark corners. So many dark corners. At least that one's lit up now. No more people spawning from there. Oh, and there's me explaining the currencies. Each one of those is a potential currency. That one I think I will use for dragons, because it has red, green, and blue in it. That one also kind of works, but not quite the same way. Something else might want that as well. And you may notice each of those is listed as a currency. I'm going through all the options now. You can just sort of pause the video to see whichever one you're interested in. I'm going to use Shift just so you can see what it means when it says it's a currency. You can crouch and use on a villager to change what currency they accept. In this case, that lets me actually use it as a sort of country's currency. If all the villagers are trading in jade and all the NPCs are trading in jade, well, then you might as well have jade. Might as well have someone who can give jade too, because that's something that mod doesn't do. The villagers still give emeralds even if they're, say, switched over to opals instead. Which is weird, but I guess whatever. It's what the NPCs are for. At least some of what they're for. Because I am planning on making this into a sort of usable thing for other cave dragons on the eventual server it might become. And for that I'll need NPCs for various things, mostly trading in the aforementioned black opals. And this is going to, I've already got an idea for at least one of them. They'll take cooked food for black opals, various ones giving different amounts. the assumed thing is that they'll be trading with other. They'll be giving the cooked food to other places, I guess. Thus, why they are accepting it. They'll trade it to the other places. They'll get something out of it. And yeah, that's what the part builder does. It lets you make your own sort of tools. Each little bit costs certain amounts of material from it. Oh, and yeah, those cracked bones are not useless, by the way. That's why I've been keeping it in my inventory. Watch, just putting it in a crafting table, 2 bones. Boom, not useless. Even if you aren't in the werewolf faction. And you can see, yeah, I can eat charcoal as well. Cave dragon food. It's probably the same as coal, though. So it wouldn't help me too much. And there we go. Stone pickaxe. Looks rather basic, because it is. And yeah, we'll get to these other books later. For now, I'm just gonna... I already showed you the one book. In fact, I'm going to get on with further reading on that later. I'm gonna need a special item for that. And it looks like that's gonna be all for today's episode. I'll see you in the next one, where I'll actually have live recording, so to speak. It won't be pre-recorded. At least the audio won't. See you next time.